How are you doing, Ralfy? Ralfy Customs. I've just made myself laugh. When we set the TV up in the clubhouse, they put one of my videos on, and somehow my glasses made my eyes look fucking massive. So there you go. Little things, ain't it? Anyway, let's crack on with this fucking Jock's front end. Super sexy. Let's see what we're doing. Regular readers will know that we have made spacers and everything to adapt it to take the different front wheel in the different yokes. The problem we've got now is the spindle's too short, so I don't know if you can see, but the end of the spindle comes just about here, and we need it to come short of this so it can squeeze up a bit, like, you know. So it's fucking got that much, so it's got fingers worth, the top phalange worth of fucking shortness. Now, I did think about making a new spindle and everything that's involved, but I ain't going to do that. What I'm going to do is take the standard nut that screws in and make a longer one with a sleeve on it. So it screws in like that, and it'll have a sleeve on it so it fits the fork, so everything's nice and tight and supported. That to me seems far easier than making a new spindle, which is a bit of a fucking ball ache, to be fair. So that's what we're going to do. Just say we've got the fucking Mexican lady with one tooth on, Juanita, bless her, because it's a bit fucking nipples this morning. Now then, this is made out of an alloy, some kind of aluminium. I have got alloys. I've got aluminium 6082 T6, which is an engineering strength. They bracket everything as aircraft grade, so you think that it's super fucking banging, like makes it space age somehow. And this is classed as an aircraft grade. My problem is, I doubt that it's going to be strong enough not to rip the threads off with an overzealous Titan. So going with the spacers that I've made, keeping in line with the spacers that I've made, I think I'm going to make one out of this 304 stainless. I think that's going to be tougher than a minibus full of Millwall fans coming home from an away day defeat. I think that's the thing. My only caveat is this. I'm guessing it's 25 by 1.5 thread. It actually measures up at 24.7. So I don't know what that's all about. But I can copy that. I'll have to single point cut it, and that might be a bit of a cunt in the stainless. That's what I'm thinking. So this would be easy to machine. I'm not sure if it's strong enough. Why would you risk it? Let's over-engineer it and make it out of this. Failing that, I can make it out of mild steel, and Jock could get it fucking plated or something, you know. But we're going to have a go with the stainless. So we're going to make a longer one of these with a thread on. And for ease of screw cutting, we're not going to go thread then it gets fat. Yeah. We're not going to make it look straight like this out the back, because that little shoulder there is going to fuck me up when it comes to screw cutting, because I'm a bit frit of it. So I'm going to make it parallel, as not per this drawing, and I'm going to make a sleeve that goes over it to take us out to the 30mm that we need, like that. That's the plan. A sleeve can probably be aluminium to save on weight. It don't need to be stainless. It's all hidden, and the thing that this bolting in is aluminium, you know, so it works. So I'm going to use a chunk of this to make a sleeve, and I'm going to use this to make a stainless one of them. Right, we're not been able to use that piece I just showed you, because like a dickhead it ain't long enough to fit in the fucking chuck and hold properly. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it's windy as fucking fuck out there. So what I'm going to do is face the end up as is standard, nice and gently, although we have got a good grip of it, like, so I'm not unduly worried. And then we need to take this first outside diameter down to whatever it needs to be. I'll have a look. I've just touched off. I think this is 40mm off the top of my head. Yeah, look, 40mm on the fucking nose. So I set the digital readout. X is 40. Enter. And we want... Oh, 39. So we will take it down to 39, which is just coming up there. Just zero that. So we'll take this down to 39, and that's for the flange on the nut end. Like so, that's more than enough. We'll just carry on a bit if we can. I'm going to end up parting this off. What I'm worried about is we've got to now turn this down to 25 and then 24.7 and cut a thread in it. I'm worried about spinning it round and marring the thread, so I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, like I say, 25 into 24.7. I'm just going to change my tool out for a roughing tool because there's quite a bit of meat to come off this. Right, we're just cutting that now down to 25 for a length of 45 with the old roughing bit. I just need to double check my fucking DRO, just touch off on that face. I forgot to zero it out for this tool, so let's go down to 36. It's there, and we'll carry on along. I'm hoping that we lose chatter as the diameter comes down. Yeah, we are doing, look. We could probably increase the feed rate or do a lighter cut or whatever, but we're only roughing it out. I'll keep taking this down, and you can join me when we get nearer the finished size. Here we go, we're one cut away from the final size. It's cutting a lot smoother. Bit of a squealer still, but you know. This is 27mm and we need 25. So I was going to swap out to my finishing tool, but the finish on this, to be fair, is fucking bob on. It's fucking well good enough. So I think we might stick with this one. Let's just take that up to that shoulder at 43, just under 42 and change, right? 42.8. There we go. And now one last final cut to take us down to that 25, which is just coming up. Come on. Hold on. Go by it and then back it back out. So we've got 25 on the nose, just there. And let's just check that. So my readout's reading 25.03, and vernier is reading 25.05. So that is absolutely good enough for what we're doing. We're not going to argue about a few microns. And we're going to make a sleeve to suit, so I'm going to take this all the way down to that shoulder at this size and then cut it slightly smaller for the thread and give myself a release for the tool to go into. Right, hold on a sec. So I'm going to cut this thread on here, and this measures 24.7 and I'm thinking it's a 25mm thread, and it's just had the tops knocked off. But because it's stainless and not soft alloy, I want to make it nearer the size, so I'm going to take just a very light skim off the first, whatever this bit is on my drawing, just to get us where we need to be. So let's have it running. We're on 20mm at 24.7. So here we go, just a little bit, and it'll take us just before halfway along this, ready for the thread. So we're just coming up on 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We'll hand feed the last bit because we don't want to overshoot it, although it's not absolutely crucial. So we are there, back it out, and the job's a good one. Right, now we can give ourselves a good shampoo. Like fucking so. There's your blows, Captain. And I'll switch out to the parting blade and put a relief for the thread.
Don't forget, folks, our Fuck Stock stickers are now available in our Etsy store, link in the description below. fuck stock, you know it makes sense.
Righto, so we'll spin that up, touch off, come on, just there. Zero my digital readout, and we need to go 2 mil, there about, and give a squealer, come on. Nice and steady. She'll be right. So here we come, 1.9, 1.2, bang on 2. Give these edges a polish. Like so. We've already chamfered that one. So we're going to thread this bit, and that bit's going to remain unthreaded. Righto, this thread is 1.5 pitch. Now, regular readers will know that I've had issues with this gearbox. There's a shaft runs through here and it's a bit knackered up. So I've had to leave it in a certain gear. You can't change gear with these knobs, and it's not in the gear it indicates with the angle of the dangle on these. We're actually in this gear, and that will give us 1.5 if we bring this tumbler along to that hole. But in order to get it, we need to change the gears round. These are the other way round on the machine to give us a slower feed and a nicer finish for general machining. So I'm going to move my toolbox out of the way, pop this fucking cover off, and get the gears out. I won't film doing that, it's a bit of a faff. People tend to put it off like, but it won't take long. Righto, so that's those fucking turned around. The problem I've got, if anyone's watching, again, like with the gearbox, there's a plate here called a banjo, and there's an idler fucking bearing shaft here. Mine fucked up and I've had to repair it, and it's not exactly as it should be because you can't get the bits. So I've got a little bit too much play in it for my liking. I'm either going to have to re-engineer it or replace it, and I've not seen one for sale, so if you got one, let me fucking know. Anyway, that's them gears fucking turned around, look, and sounding alright. We've got the old fucking drive, definitely, so we're on to a winner. Righto, here's the setup, look. We've got the thread cutting tool in and set as centre eye. We've blacked out the workpiece so we can do a scratch pass to check the pitch is right. And go from there. I've just realised I've not moved that fucking tumbler, but I will. And we've engaged the thread gauge, the thread dial. That lets us choose when we engage the half nuts on the screw cutting gear, which gives us the drive to cut the thread. And according to the chart here, 1.5 is any line. So as long as we're bang on a line, and we'll probably go with the same one every time, we know that that will pick up the thread. So I'll get that altered, I'll touch on and zero out my readout, and then we can start cutting the thread. I know, so let's just fucking touch on. The problem I've got is none of my reference fucking books give me an indication of how deep this thread needs to be at 25.15. Now, I know my thread tool, my gauge is bang on the same, bang on bottomed out, so that's square, so that's 1.5 cut, which is 3 mil off the diameter. So we'll take it steady and see how we go. I'm going to put a cut on now. I'm going to just put 10 thou on. That's 20 thou, Ralfy. I'm going to put 20 thou on and we'll see how it goes. Look, let me just do my scratch pass. So I'll wait till my gauge comes around and pick a number. It's 120. 120 is there, look. We'll go along into the gutter, take off the feed, back it out, fuck it off. Let's have a measure. That tool's probably not the sharpest in the drawer. I might have to change that. Let's see how we're at. That is pretty much fucking bang on 1.5. So I'm going to wazz that tool round for a clean one and then cut some thread. Okay, then let's wait for a fucking line. I'm going to do it on 60 this time, it don't matter. It did say any line, didn't it? So I've just changed that tool and we'll back it out, and now we'll go 0.75 or 0.8, which is there. Wait for 30 this time. Clunk in 30, nice fine cut into the gutter, have it out, fuck it off, and so on and so forth until we get down to the size. Alright, we're getting close now. I've done a few more cuts This one now is we're at 2 mil. I'm not sure of the depth, like I say, because my charts don't fucking cover this thread. But let's give it another cut. This is 2 mil. So we'll have that out and wind it back into 2 mil so we don't lose our place, because you forget things, the phone rings, you need a piss, whatever. So there's 2 mil. And now looking at the thread gauge, bit of fluff there, look, not worried about that. You know what, we're not fucking far off. I think that we could be good. We could be good for a test, so I will have my tool out of the way and go and get the spindle. Righto, so let's have a look what we got. What have we got? Oh, it started. Yeah. Oh, hey, that was a good shout, that was. That is a nice thread. It's a little bit tight maybe, but not too fucking tight. I think we'll do one spring pass at that 2 mil. Or even give it a quick defluff. Let's give it a quick fucking defluff. So let's get that out of the way. Spin her up. Give it a quick defluff. Get rid of that fucking gnarler. Like so. I need to fucking come in and take that Google off. And let's have another look. Let us have another look, see. But I'll blow it off. Like so. I'm not worried about that bit of chaff. What's this like now? That is all fucking good. It's a bit firm, but it's not too tight. It just nips up a bit at the end, but to be fair, that is a fucking stonking thread, ain't it? So yeah, that's mission accomplished on that part of the job. And not that it's absolutely crucial, but there is proper minimum run out on there. Like for a threaded part, I'm well pleased with that. That's happy days. So now I need to fuck this off. I need to part that off, so I need to put my fucking lathe back. Let's take this fucking feed out so we don't wear it. So we've disengaged the drive for the screw cutting drive, worm gear drive, and we'll knock this off. We'll have that open. We'll fuck about swapping them back round so we've got a nice slow feed to get a good finish while we machine the rest of it. We're going to part it off. Sorry, we're not going to part it off, my bad. Oh, we are. I'm going to spin it round, part it off, and machine the outside diameter of this nut, because that sits slightly in. It's a little bit smaller than this flange, so we'll do that. Nearly dropped a fucking bollock then. We nearly had a doofus moment. We need to bore the end of this out. Well, drill the end of this out to about 14 mil and about 15 mil deep before we fucking spin it round. So we'll get that centre drilled in nice and steady away. Don't want to snap that off at this stage, otherwise it'll be going along without a fucking hole in the end. I can tell you after all that machining. Right, we'll get that started like that. In with my pilot drill, 10 mil down to 15 mil or thereabouts, and we'll come in with a 9/16 or 14 mil. It's just a bit of relief. We could all do with that at times. So we slowed it down a little bit, and we'll just take that out nice and steady away until we get down to the bottom of that pilot hole. I'll give that edge a good break. And now I'm thinking, do I waz it round and grip it on this now, or do I part it off first? And I think I'm going to turn it round and part it off, because we need 8 mil from that flange, which is fucking, I've lost my rule. We need 8 mil of shit from that flange, which is about there. So we could probably get in with the parting tool without clouting the doodah, but it's not. We've got to machine that end. So I'm going to take it out, spin it round. I'll give it a quick fucking clean up with the Scotch Brite before I do that. Spin it round and do the other end. Right, this could prove nasty. So part of the reason I've just gone straight and changed my change gears back to how I normally run them for a steady feed, and it's good engineering practice. So aside from that, what I've got to do now is part this off. So I'm going to touch on there and 0, and I want 2mm for a flange and 6mm for the nut part, which is 8mm. So I'm going to go 8.25, give myself a little bit of something to face up, find my locking spanner and lock my saddle off camera. And now I'm hoping that this behaves itself and parts off nicely, but we'll see. So plenty of lube, plenty of smoke. Look at that, fucking happy days. You've got to like that, ain't you? Nice and spectacular that is. So we'll take that as far as we fucking dare, which is probably all the way knowing me, because I have been called reckless on more than one occasion. Here we go. Still in with the lube, just knock that feed off. A dab more lube please, sir. And it, you better not pout, you better not cry, you better watch out. I'm not going in dry. Boosh, happy day. So we'll just take that tit off. And the job is a fucking good one. Righto, so we need to touch on there, and we need to touch on there to set our tool. Go on you fucker. We will just touch on there like that, and now we know that is, oh sorry, bumping you, touching that, and we need to machine down for this. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to have a measure up, bear with. Right, we want to go in 3mm, we want to take a 3mm cut, so we'll do it in 3 goes. We'll go 3 times 1, there's 1, and we'll go 6mm along. So here she blows, Captain. It's just going to leave, let me just check my fucking feeding speed, bear with me. No, the wrong fucking thing. That would have been nasty. Right, here we go. Right, 1mm cut. Sorry, 1/2mm cut. I'm going to go 6mm deep, which takes us nearly up to there. Look, there's 5. I think 5. That's a thin fucking flange. Well, yeah, that's got a thin flange. Okay, just under 6. Another cut, 2mm. Is there. Down to that flange that we're creating, just under 6, and the final cut is bang on 3 at that. Take it down to that edge, it's 6, 5.9, come on you bastard, come on, here we go, there, bang on 6 that is. So although I'm not going to do this fucking relief, because why would you? I will break that edge and give it a nice chamfer like that's great. Right, let's whack a chamfer on that. I'm talking and thinking at the same time, which is not always easy for some of us, is it? Just defluff that fucking edge very, very carefully, because I can't really get in. There we go, pinged it off nicely. So what I've now got to do is cut that hex, and you know, I'm fucking not sure about it. I'm also going to take that nipple off as well. I'll give that a quick face up off camera like, and take that nipple off, so you can join me again at the bench. Righty fucking howdy. So we have got a longer one of those. It's going to take a spacer to fit the forks and go into the existing spindle, thus saving us making a spindle. Although that is a bit of engineering in itself, if I say so myself. It's easier than making a spindle and quicker, so ultimately a little more cost effective. The issue I've got now is cutting 6 flats on this bit around. There's many ways. Normally I'd use a collet block, 6-sided collet block, whack it in there, knock it round an increment every time and you're away. But my collets don't go as big as 25mm. ER32 collets don't run that big, and I've got nothing bigger. I've not got a bigger collet set or a bigger fucking collet block. I could set up the rotary table, mount it in the rotary table in a chuck, and do a cut, turn it 30 degrees, do a cut, do a cut, do a cut. Yeah, I could do that, and that is a lot of fucking about setting up. What I'm gonna opt to use is an angle block. So I'm gonna put it between a V block in vise, like something like that. Put it in there like that, and we've got the equivalent the other side to offset it, so the vise don't cock over. That is good practice. And we can square it up to this shoulder, and then I'm going to make a cut, and then I'm going to use the angle block to move it around 30 degrees to indicate to myself that it's 30 degrees. Righto, so here's the setup. Like I say, we're on a V block in the vise. We've got an equivalent size piece of stock in the other end on the paired up V block, so the vise don't cock over. We have just by hand, just touched. We're just shy actually. Let me just fucking nudge that, look. We're just sweeping that back. This flange, we have got 0.2 of a mil to take off that if we want to be extra fucking spiffy like, but I don't think we need to. And I'm just going to raise the knee until this scuffs that surface. So, scream if you want to go faster. So we'll just bring the knee up, ever so slowly. This is not easy on the old bridge foot. There we go. So we're just touching that actually. There's a bit of an indiscrepancy there. So, oh no, we're just on that. I've zeroed my dial that you can't see, and we're going to take 2 mil off each flat. So 2 mil cut on both, giving us 4 mil off altogether, making it 32. So I'm going to do a few cuts. Going to break that down into a few cuts. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I just double checked because I didn't want to fucking do it for this moment. 80th hour. So we're going to go 25 times 3. Yeah, hold on. Which is 24.5 there. Little squib of the old. This comes out like a fucking, don't know what. Like a cheerleader on fucking prom night. So there's your first 25. Yeah, happy days. We'll go another 25, which takes my dial that you can't see to 50. Which is there. Another squib of fucking love potion. Nice and steady away. And now we're going to go, I was going to go another 25, so fuck it, let's go another 25. See how we go, which is about there. Another bit of dash of lube, because that's what separates us from those animals, boys. Nice and steady. It is stainless, don't forget. And now a quick 5 mil to bring us to size. 5 thou even, 5 fucking mil, can you hear me? To take us to size. And a big brush, I won't get the brush out. 5 thou final cut. Nice and steady. Like so. Right, let's have that tool out of the way. And locked off, and let's drop this bed back down. Past the 0 that we're at. Now we can look at how I'm going to index it. Look, I'll give that a blow off and break that burr, and then bring you back when I'm ready to show you what I'm up to. I think the simplest way of doing it, like I say, is with the angle block, and we're going to reference this square edge of this. So we can stick a 1, 2, 3 block in there, and down there, and then we can rotate that until we're on the money, which is going to be something a little like that. Yeah, so we're square on this edge. We've got a 30 degrees in there, look. Sorry if I'm blocking you, I can't see the lens, I can't see the screen. And then we just tweak it up, and then we do exactly what we've just done. Wash, rinse and repeat another 5 times. Right, no, last fucking one. I did change the method slightly. Not this method. The method of the angle of the dangle of the travel of the feedy. We did reverse to give us a less stressful cut. I don't know if I'm in the way, I'm sorry if I'm blocking you, but that is fucking bob on the 30 degrees. And this will be the last cut. So, zeroed in here again. We'll wedge this across, make sure there's no fucking, just touching, bang on. And we'll go a 25, which is there. We'll flash with the lead and send it nice and steady. Right up inside. Is it that? Go to 50. Drop with the lead. Send it nice and steady. Like so. Is it back? 75. Come on, this is there. Drop of the lid. Nice and steady. Is it back? And then down to 80 pounds. We've just finished that off with a very light cut. And Bob your answer. So that, my mates, should give us just under 32 mil. So it'll take a 32 mil socket. We've got, it's difficult to get in, to be fair. We've got just over 32 mil. Let's have a look then. So, I can't get in very well. We've got a bit of swarf on there. So, we've got just over 32.2. I'll go and get a socket and give it a try, because I don't want to have to whip round and take 0.10, take 4 thou off every fucking facet. But I will if I have to. Right, here we go, 32 mil socket, and we're on. There's a little bit of play actually, but it is a 12-point socket. If it was 6 point, it would probably be tighter. Let's try this bastard, look, how's that? That's got a little bit of wiggle as well, look. Little bit of wiggle. And little bit of wiggle. That is a fucking good one. I'll give it a clean up. I'm going to take it over to the lathe and just spin it up and give it a quick clean up. But the job's a fish there. Right, so that is fucking bob on. I'm well pleased with that. A little counterbore. Probably could have gone a bit deeper, but it don't really matter. It'll be stronger than a fucking strong thing. And look nice and shiny if it gets a polish. Not my department. What I need to do now is make this spacer with 24.7, that's wrong, 25 mil hole through it or thereabouts. It ain't got to be super fucking firm on that shaft, sorry, on this parallel section here, the unthreaded section, but it does need to be 25 mil long, which I will double check. So let's get that made. Right, let's get a bit of this aluminium chucked up. We want 25 mil. So we'll give us, oh fuck it, give us 50 mil sticker out. It's not going to go anywhere, it's alley, isn't it? It'll be absolutely fucking fine. And we need to turn the outside of it down to 30 mil, I think. Same as the spindle is. So, as always, we will turn the digital readout on, touch on, and take a quick clean up pass. And see what that gives us. Let's have a butcher's. We are at, fucking hell, we're at breaking fucking point. We are at 31.22. So we'll set a readout. X is 31.22. Enter. Let me go and double check. I'm sure it's 30 mil, but it's been one of the mornings. Yeah, that spindle's very slightly under 30 mil, so it's like 29.9 summit. So we're good. 29.98 we're going. Yeah, and we want 25 mil, so we'll take a bit more than we need, and then it is just a case of taking the middle out, chamfering the corners, and Bob's your fucking uncle. Right, let's take this down 20. We want 28 and change because we've got the parting tool to account for, so 28 and a half, fucking sorted. Right, that was quick and easy, weren't it? The finish ain't exactly the fucking best. Let's have a quick measure. It should be a fanny's hair under 30, which it is. We'll work our magic with this. Just knock any fucking boogers off, look. Like that. Very slight chamfer. No, we'll break the edge. We'll just break the edge. That's all we need. Like that. Now we could part that off now, spin it round, face it up and drill it out, etc. But I think we'll just go for a drill out where it is. As you can see, there is already a witness mark in the end of this, but I don't know how fucking true it is. And this needs to be pretty fucking true, so we'll start in with the centre drill, as always. We're coming in with a pilot drill. I've just took over to the stones and it's cutting one side and not the other, so that needs another fucking dress up. Now this stubby little drill is 24.5, so if it drills a little bit over, so be it, and if it doesn't, we can bore it out, which will be absolutely acceptable. So nothing to see here, we'll just send that. Happy days. Lots of Shirley Temples coming off there, aren't they, on the good ship fucking lollipop. Just steady away, take that down. I'll probably try the spindle in there rather than trying to fucking, well, here we go. There's the bottom of the hole list. There. So I'll try the spindle in there rather than trying to fucking do it with a snap gauge. And we'll see what happens. I meant fucking not a spindle. Yeah, nowhere fucking near, that ain't going in there, so that's not a bad fucking size. We will part this off now, spin it round, face it up and bore it through. Not in that order. You know, I think I'm fucking sorry knocking you about. You'll get used to it. I think I'm fucking delirious. 24.2. That drill does fucking 24 and on. That does drill undersized. Maybe it's a regrind. 24.3 we've got. So X is 24.3. X is 24.3. Behave yourself. Right, we want 25, don't we? Or just over. So we'll go 25.1. And just send it. We'll just fucking send it. Happy days. Yeah, that's done it. It's got a bit of shit in there. And it's a bit warm, but that is not a bad fit. We'll get it parted off and then we'll try it again. And we'll machine it to length. Shit out of the way. Spin that up. Touch on there. Come on, you bastard. Like that. Zero my read out. Travel along 28.25. Which is, come on. Which is there. Near enough. 28.26. Fuck that. And then we'll just fucking have it off. Misses. Break that so it don't get me. And again. And here she blows, Captain. Sorted. So I'll chuck that up, clean it up, and we'll have a look. Righty, so we have got the spindle in there, look, running through to there with the spacers and the bearings support with the knockout groove, relief, slot, whatever you fucking want to call it. Then we've got this that is a very nice fit in the forks, if I say so myself. Yeah, to there with a very slight gap. I don't know if you can see it. Then we've got the special application bolt, because it is a bolt. I might have referred to it as a nut several times in this video. Don't fucking know. Which fits on quite nicely, and it's a struggle to do on camera with your left hand, so bear with. We'll nip that up Right, that's touching at that. You've got a bit of squeeze on it if you want, and then you lock this off and it'll hold everything fucking just like the standard thing, and then give that an extra raunch to stop it coming undone. There's won't be any play in anything once it's all tight. There's no play now actually, a little bit there, a little bit of float, but it'll all squeeze up fucking lovely. So we've made that ready to take the wheel. We've used the existing spindle, we've made a special bolt and adapter sleeve at the end, we've made knobby wheel spacers. This one I'm particularly happy with, and we've made a lovely little spacer to go in the wheel up to space the bearings out, bearing support, sorted. So there you go, we're another step closer to getting our jock sexy as fuck. Front end all together. That just, in inverted commas, leaves the disc spacers to sort out, which is going to be a fucking adventure unto itself. It just leaves me as always to say thanks for watching. I hope you like what you see. If you do, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing or even joining the channel as a member. It makes a lot of difference to me, honestly. Check out all the bump in the description below, and I will catch you on the next one. Big love everyone, I'll see you soon. Shaky shaky camera.